Another one? What's with these guys?
Hello, everyone, and of course, welcome to Red United TV. It's your boy, Ivorian Spy. We are back at again with another catch-up, another Manchester United podcast. Well, you know, it's been not too much news regarding Manchester United throughout the past week. But of course, big news. You saw it on the weekend. Manchester United making their second bid for Bryan Mbeumo and being rejected. 62.5 million second bid has been made from Manchester United, and Brentford has said, nah, not enough money. We want a bit more. We're here to talk about it. I've got Ems in the background. Jerome will be joining us. No trade today. But as always, guys, make sure you smash that like button, share across all social media platforms, smash that like button. Yes. And of course, become a member of Red United TV by clicking on the join button and select the perk that suits you. And remember, this is also available on audio platforms such as Spotify and, of course, Apple Podcasts and Amazon Podcasts. So make sure you guys listen to all your platforms, follow Red United TV across those platforms as well. And we indulge. We've got Rashford to talk about. Aston Villa have Fabrizio Romano just tweeted that Aston Villa have no intention of keeping Marcus Rashford or activating that 40 million clause. We will discuss that and plus any other Manchester United news surrounding. Let me just introduce you to, of course, Ems. He's with us. Jerome will join us later on. First of all, big up, Ems. Welcome.
Hello?
Yep, Ems, we can. Yeah,
No,
yeah,
that was
yeah,
you.
we can.
What does that mean?
Oh, I think that was you.
Yes.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm here, man. It's been a very hot weekend, hot day today. Trying to keep cool, you know? But yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
I know it's one of the hottest days in the UK, 32 degrees for those who are wondering what the temperature is like. It's been a hot night as well for those who try to sleep. It hasn't been easy. But let's get straight into it, man. Let me give you guys, of course, I like to give the background, the situation of the topic that we'll talk about, the main topic, which is Bryan Mbeumo.
Okay.
Second bid for Manchester United. Let me get that news up. As you know, was 3 days ago, Manchester United made a bid, for those who are watching, a bid of 62.5 million, about 55 million up front and 7.5 million in add-ons, which of course Brentford rejected the second bid because they want more than that guaranteed money, which meaning that I'm assuming that they want 60 million up front and then the rest in add-ons. Whether Manchester United will go for a third bid, we're here to discuss it. Should Manchester United walk away? We are here to discuss it. But of course, the Brentford own CEO as well also spoke to Sky Sports, gave his opinion. He also said that Bryan Mbeumo is happy to stay at Brentford, according to the director Phil Giles. He said he has also said that Mbeumo himself is only keen on that Manchester United move, and it's only Manchester United want. He's more than happy to stay at Brentford if that move collapses and fails. Interesting to see that, and it's interesting to hear that the director of football has heard that it's only Manchester United wants. So we know that he ain't gonna go Arsenal, Newcastle, or Tottenham. He's either gonna stay. Manchester United himself, the 62.5 million bid being rejected, 55 million up front, 7 million on add-ons. We're here to discuss whether Manchester United, as you can see in the title, should walk away. Jerome, at the start of the weekend, he said that Manchester United need to go for the third bid because they're technically embarrassing themselves. I said that they need to walk away. Ems, I don't know what your feelings on that situation. So we're going to start off with you, with Bryan Mbeumo. First of all, thoughts on the Manchester United second bid for Mbeumo being rejected, and then should Manchester United walk away?
Bro, Brentford are taking the piss with it, bro. Let's be real, bro. This guy, yeah, no disrespect, good player, but this guy, in real market terms, is a 35 to 45 million pound player, bro. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Man has got no Champions League European experience, but then Brentford are asking for some stupid amount of money, bro. That for me, but Man United need to learn from their past mistakes. Like, rah, you've got evaluation. If Brentford ain't trying to accept it, bro, walk away, go get other targets. I'm sure Eze release clause is 60 million. We
Yeah.
could go there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I think Eze could play in the
Ten.
the left 10. But so for me, I think, yeah, man, walk away. The only way I think he's still gonna get done, probably my man has to kick up a fuss. And it seems to me got too much respect for Brentford to be kicking up fuss towards him because he ain't had no transfer request. Man has not actually had it like publicly come out and said that he actually wants to proper leave. It's like he's open to the move, but his choice is Man United. So for me, I just feel like for me, but we made two bids. We've had our own valuation. Brentford got theirs. We've got a certain valuation. They didn't accept it. We have to move on. That's how I see it.
100%. I'm in agreement with you. We have to move on because we can't be dilly dallying over a couple of millions for that long. You know, they've rejected the first bid and they rejected the second bid because I'm of the opinion that Bryan Mbeumo was not 60 million player.
Thank you.
Where is the credentials for you to tell me that he's a 60 million player?
That's
Don't just
what I
tell me
said.
because he scored 20 goals in the Premier League. Oh, all of a sudden he's a 60 million pound player. He's got no Champions League experience, like you said before. The most international experience he's got is African Cup of Nations experience, and he doesn't have that European experience. I'm not putting down African Cup of Nations. You know, man loves the African Cup of Nations, but that's the most international experience he's ever
You
had.
don't want to do a character.
We don't do Carragers, you know. Man's Ivorian. Man's that proud that Ivory Coast are African champions. But I'm just saying the only experience he's got internationally playing against players from all over the world or in Europe or wherever is either the Premier League or the African Cup of Nations or the qualifiers or whatever when he plays to come up against other oppositions. But apart from that, no European experience. So what are we paying for? He's not coming from a big club. He's coming from Brentford. And Brentford see Manchester United as an opportunity to make some money. But we have to learn to walk away from it because, as you said, Eze is there for 60 million pounds, and I hope it's a 60 million pound release clause where he, in my opinion, will probably do just about a good job or a better job than
but maybe
Bryan Mbeumo.
It's probably an age thing. I think Eze is 27, 8, I think.
And Mbeumo's
I think
25.
he's approaching 28.
No, Mbeumo's 25, I think.
Yeah, Bremo's 25. Eze is 28. So I think you get 5-6 years out of it, Bremo. Compared to Eze, probably 4 years. So we'll see.
Joe, let me get your thoughts on this. Bryan Mbeumo, second bid. You were saying we should stay. We shouldn't go anywhere.
Yeah, I think this whole Mbeumo is turning into a saga and it's getting a bit jarring, as I said earlier. I think Brentford have made it quite clear to United what they want, and United are just, for whatever reason, they're taking their time with it because it's clear that Brentford wants £60 million guaranteed, and United are doing this, starting off small and building up. And while they're doing that, it's just wasting the time in the summer because we've only got one signing in. And considering how we finished 15th place last season, we need to get moving. We need to bring bodies in and quality in. So I don't know why they're taking long to get the deal done, because it's quite simple. What Brentford want. I do agree that he's not worth £60 million, but this is the price you pay if you want to get Brentford's best player. And we're not negotiating from a position of strength because we ain't got no European football. We're struggling to attract elite players that are playing in Champions League because we're not even in Europe. So we have to go down this route of targeting Prem-proven players that can hopefully get us challenging for the top 5 to qualify for European competition for next season. So I think United are going to see it through. I think the third bid will be accepted. Well, I hope it will, because you can't have 3 bids and have none of them getting accepted. That's amateurish negotiations. So I think the third and final bid will probably be a take it or leave it. I think they'll get to the £60 million mark, and it'll just be a case of working out the structure of the deal in terms of instalments, because we all know that United love instalments these days. So it's just all about putting the terms in that Brentford will be happy with. But it's been long drawn. It's been over a month now. So when the deal does eventually happen, which I think it will, it's going to feel underwhelming because it will feel like a deal that we should have done a month ago. So that we can start looking at other targets, but we just wasted time on this one. But in terms of profile, he's the profile of player that we need. He's the right age. Like he said, he's 25. He's still got room to improve, and he's ready to take the next step in his career, as Ralph said back in 2022. And obviously, he had a great season, his best season last season. So we're bringing in someone, although he's only had one good season, he's coming off the back of a good season. So he's on an upward trajectory. So hopefully, if we did get him in, he'll slot straight into Amarin's system in the number 10 role. And added to that, his flexibility to be able to play in the 9 as well. Because I'm not going to lie to you, I'm not confident in us bringing in a striker this summer because it'll take it too long on this deal. So if we don't bring in a striker, at least if we get Mbeumo, we can put him up as a number 9, because I can't see Grasmus starting up front next season. Otherwise, I'm just going to lose my patience with this football club. So hopefully the deal gets done. £60 million should be the maximum that we go. Anything other than that, we just have to look at something else, because like you guys are saying, we need to start setting the precedent now for future transfers, that we can't just be overpaying for every single transfer. Maybe 1 or 2, like if they're going to be stardust players to take us to the next level, but not for every single signing. The only signing that we got is Cunha, and that was a release clause, so there was no negotiation on the price. It was just the structure of the payments. But now we're coming into negotiations, we're just seeing how long and drawn out it's taken. So yeah, just got to hope this deal comes through, because I can't really think of any other viable alternative, if I'm going to be honest with you. That's because we're obviously going on the Prem-proven route. So that means that we're not really going to be looking at like overseas transfers for these positions. And I know you guys said Eze is an alternative, but Eze don't get that much goals. And our team's crying out for goals. So that's the only reason why I would put Mbeumo above Eze. Like, if we got Eze, I can't even lie to you, that I wouldn't even be that happy with that. Because we're dying, we're crying out for goals. Eze's a good player, but Eze ain't on his side. If Eze comes and flops, there's no sell-on value. At least with Mbeumo, there's something that you could hopefully work with if he doesn't meet expectations. But coming up to 28, we're already bringing in duds that are just coming in to sit on money. So yeah, let's see what happens.
Let's see what happens. Interesting to hear you say that you're not that confident if Manchester United was to sign Eze. Manchester United as well, if you guys don't know, next week is the start of pre-season, where players will be returning back to Old Trafford. And Amarin himself has said that he wants his core signings to be there, especially for someone like Cunha and Mbeumo. Will Manchester United get this deal done by the end of this week? That is the biggest question right now. Not that much to work. To be fair, I would, in my opinion, it is easier to get the Mbeumo deal done, knowing that they just want a couple of more money up front. So, in my opinion, I see Manchester United trying to get this window done by next week, Monday. We have announced it. What's your guys' thoughts? Do you feel like Manchester United will get this deal over the line before next week so that Amorim can start his preseason? Because he's already told certain players that I don't want to see your face next week when we start.
There's no excuses. We've got this another 4 working days after today to get the deal done. It shouldn't take a week to put one bid in. Just get on a Zoom call and get this deal finalized tomorrow. Like, I'm tired of these excuses. Literally, it's been over a month. How much more talking do you need? I'm sure Brentford are getting tired because if the deal does happen, Brentford need to get a replacement. So it's holding up Brentford's dealings as well.
I think he's entering the last year of his contract. I think.
Mbeumo.
Mbeumo. He's got but he's got an option to extend it for another year.
Yeah, but is it the club's option or his option? I don't know. His choice. I don't know.
I think based on what Mbeumo was saying, if you don't mind staying at Brentford, if the deal don't materialise, then I'm assuming that they'll activate that 1 year deal. So if he does want to go next year, Brentford can still get good money for him.
There's a lot of things that show me. It goes to show how far Man United have come. Because normally, if Man United want to play in the Premier League, mate, that player kicking up a fuss to come at Old Trafford. And now it just seems like every player just relaxed about the situation. Like if Man United happens, it happens. If it don't, it don't. That's what it seems to me. Then I feel as well on the board half backing Amorim, or are they fully backing Amorim? In my opinion, it's not witch hunt. I'm not trying to do this Amorim out thing. You know my views already. But I feel like the board, in my opinion, due to what they saw in the league and in the final, I think they're stuck between a rock and a hard place, whether to back him fully or not. So it's good. It's gonna be very interesting the next 5, 10 games in the Premier League, in my opinion.
In my opinion, I think the reason why everything's taking so slow is because we ain't sold any players yet. And again, Jerome always says that Bruno money would have helped a lot and made things quicker.
Definitely.
But we have not sold players yet, And I think Manchester United are just dilly-dallying to make sure that they have enough money just in case certain mans don't go. Just in case they can claim some money. So I don't know, man. But I think Manchester United themselves, to be honest, right now, it's looking poor in terms of the transfer window. It's looking poor. One player in, where you have your ops who already got 4 players in. How are we supposed to catch up with certain people like Chelsea who's already signed 3 or 4 players so far? Man City have signed 4 players. Arsenal have signed 2 players so far. And I think they're going for their 3rd one. We are still sitting on 1 with players returning back from loan who we don't want, and they still haven't been sold. So far, it's been a poor transfer window, in my opinion. And I want to get you guys' thoughts, but I just want to bring up Hanif's message right here. It says midfield is the position that must be filled also. And of course, what does a realistic, successful transfer window look like to us? And he said, do you guys trust Jim Ratcliffe to get United back in Champions League within 2 years? So let's address that question. First of all, the midfield is the position that I'm really concerned, because we're not linked with any midfielders so far. We're linked with those number 10s up front, but how did the ball get to them?
I can't see us getting a midfielder, if I'm going to be honest with you. We're spending so much time on this Mbeumo deal, and like you said, we haven't made any sales. And it doesn't look like Casemiro's going. It looks like he's going to see out his final year. We've got Agate there, who's only just come in. We've got Collier. We've got Mainu. We need to sell. Players need to go and make space. We're only playing 1 game a week. Where are all these players going to fit in? The squad's too big. We need to start chipping players, but nobody wants our dead wood. So until Deadwood leave, we ain't getting no new midfielder in.
100%, man. 100%. Ems, man, what's your thoughts, man? Man United need to sign these midfielders to help these forward players.
I don't think Brentford was even that much of a priority. I think we got to get legs in midfield, in my opinion. We need to get midfield. So I think getting a keeper and a flipping box to box six is, in my opinion, probably more important because you can see we ain't got athletes in the middle. That's why we always get overrun. Obviously, you know my views on that formation. But if you're gonna play that formation, you need to have like two N'Golo Kantes in the middle, blood. You know what I'm saying? So for
Don't
me,
put whatever happens. Don't put Bruno in the 6. Whatever happens, please.
so where's he gonna be then? If we're gonna get Mbeumo, where's he gonna be?
Well, he's gonna have to be either playing one of the 10s or up front.
I keep playing one of the 10s if we get Mbeumo.
But Amrin likes. I think
Where
like, I
else
feel
is
like
Bruno gonna
Amrin's
play
feeling
though?
it.
He's not. He can't play the 6.
I feel like
Well-
Amrin's feeling that, bro. Bruno in the 6. I think he's feeling it. He's trying to trade him there. I
That's
honestly
gonna
think.
be Amarin's downfall.
Oh well, it's on him. And I'll be
Well-
honest. I'll question Mbeumo. Like you said, Ems. We already have Ahmed Diallo playing right wing. We don't need him. Do we need him, or is it because he's giving us goals? So I think Ahmed can do better if he avoids injuries next season and get the goal return because he got a decent amount of goals.
I'm not gonna lie. I think he's overhyped, in my opinion.
Wow.
No, Ahmad, I think he's overhyped. I just think the position we're in overhypes the situation. I just think if Man United where we're meant to be, I think this man's a squad player. If that.
I do agree to this. I do think Ama's a great player for the squad, but I do agree in the sense that we are overhyping him because let's not forget we finished 15th. So we shouldn't really be overhyping any of our players.
Under
to be
Amarin.
honest.
Under Amarin.
Every player's judge on performances the season before, we should have probably finished 15th as well.
Oh,
We just got lucky.
He was predicted to finish 15th by certain lines as well.
Here we go.
We finished what?
If you want to watch United and rely on luck, that's down to you. But once it's not winning goals,
hold on. In football, more often than not, teams need luck, bro. So don't come and tell
luck
me
every single game. No,
it wasn't every single game.
Getting run from every single
majority
game and winning by the odd goal.
Listen,
Imagine watching your team playing smash and grab football every single week. That's not enjoyable.
If it's winning football, winning trophies, I'll take it right now. They finish 15th.
Not Man United. This is my team. We're Man United. Respectfully, we're Man United. We need to be working towards playing progressive, controlling football. We're not.
Listen,
trying to be
listen. We're gonna trust a guy. We're gonna trust a guy that finished us 15th, bro, and we didn't win Europa League, bro, to come and start next season.
Yeah, we're giving Amarim the start of this season to show us something. We've already established that.
You see,
Amarim's job is not secure.
You see, YouTube's hairline, it'll be gone, bro. Watch. You man be grey, blood, under this guy. I'm telling you.
I'm already growing grey hair, so what difference does it make, man?
Yeah, it don't make no difference at all. We've finished 15th. We couldn't beat Spurs in the Europa League final, so expectations have been put down a notch. So let's hope that
they're
we can
already
start playing
down
better
anyway.
football.
Wait. Let me ask you a question. So,
Go on.
if we finish, I don't know, 12th or 11th, so that you call that progress?
Well, technically it's progress in terms of league finish, but it's not enough. So Amarim will still need to go. Amarim needs to basically get top 6.
It's all right, man. It's all right, man. You was okay when we finished outside the top 4, but won the FA Cup and felt sentimental towards a certain manager.
Where's the receipts?
No, the receipts are there, man. The receipts are there, man. It's on the group chat, man. Oh, I can't lie,
man.
Plenty.
I'm
happy that I wanted them to stay and all that stuff.
No. I was conflicted.
I thought,
conflicted.
The Kendrick Lamar lyrics, yeah.
Conflicted.
Yeah, well, you DJ Academics, you was conflicted, yeah. Is that what you're saying?
Where's Uche when you need him, bro? But anyways,
amnesia in the group chat.
Yeah. He was conflicted. He was in his emotions, thinking
Uche's having a day off, innit? Uche can't be bothered today.
Exactly. He's there thinking, it's not right that Manchester United was to sack Eric Ten Hag, especially after winning the FA Cup. He was conflicted, and even though we finished outside the top 4 and all sorts and all that,
and we'll get run through every week,
week in, week out.
So you're trying to tell me that just because we won a trophy, you can pull a blind eye to the fact that we're getting run through every week. And teams, the relegation for the teams were hammering our goal 20-30 shots a game.
Hold on.
You're happy with that? just because we
hold on.
won, we scumbag the trophy.
But I always said Man United should have a standard. If we don't finish in the top 4, the manager be sacked regardless.
But that's what happened
But
with,
you
with
wanted
that
Egypt to
guy.
stay there.
Wanted him to stay. He was
I
conflicted.
didn't say I wanted to stay.
Finished. No, he was conflicted.
You wanted us. You
I
wanted him to
said,
stay.
I
fam.
said,
He was
I
conflicted.
said, no, I said,
No, he was
and I rec-
conflicted. He didn't know
I
whether he
said,
should stay or go.
no. I said, reading through league format, that's a sackable offense. But to sack a man winning a trophy is a bit wild. But we done under Van Gaal, so if that's the standard we're going by,
He stayed and he
should be
done
sacked.
worse.
But then,
He got worse.
but
We
then
was 15th when he left.
Yeah. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me get back to that. Wait.
No, when he got sacked, we was in page 2. We always stayed in page 2.
Wait. Let me
So
finish.
right, man.
Mr. Ivorian Spice.
No, I'll let you finish,
there.
innit? Yeah, no, you
Listen.
finish. You finish.
Let me tell you this. When he come in, we was 4 points from 4th. Yeah, in the bottom half, we was. Yeah.
This is your
Man's
time,
come.
yo. This is your favorite topic.
Yeah.
Man's come, no improvement, nothing, made us worse. So what gives him the divine right to back a man? That's scary, bro. That's scary,
Like you
bro.
was back in ETH after spending 600 M's and going
Oh,
back.
here we go.
And still said that this squad is shit.
When did I
But
see
you're having
me?
to go at another man that comes over to take over the shit squad and realize that you can't do any better because this team is full of shit.
But how many times does a new manager go into a poor crop of players and
Listen, you're
improve
talking
them?
about other clubs. This is Manchester United.
How
many times
United's different. United's
How
different.
many times does other managers come to this club and end up getting sacked and each season gets worse and worse and worse? It starts off good and it ends up worse. Come on, man.
You managed to stop this.
You said it yourself.
You managed to stop this.
I got your 4K saying that every manager that comes here, do you want me to finish it off?
Girls.
Yeah, fails, bro. I don't know what. Are we cursed? So Amir comes in, we are cursed, and we do what bad. So what's the problem? You said
He's giving the exception to Amarin. Everyone else, they're fine. They're fine.
I was showing emotion in it. I was emotional.
You were showing emotion. You didn't look emotional in that one. You looked like you was assertive and sure when you were saying that. Why does every manager come here and look worse than they were before?
Let me ask you a question, right? Do you think if a man is gonna go into the pressure, criticize A, B, C, D, E, and expect me to come out and turn a performance for you? Are you mad?
First of all,
no, that's dead, fam.
First of all, let me.
I work
everyone
for
has
a
their
manager
own.
that's gonna air my dirty laundry in public, bro. I'll tell you, bro.
You want the manager to lie to them?
Yeah.
We played well.
No.
We had a good week. We had a good week.
No.
Come back and get pammed at home
No.
Okay, can I give you an example? No. Can I answer your question? No. Ems. Let me be real with you. If I'm a football player that plays for Manchester United, or let's just give another example, elite clubs like Real Madrid and Barcelona, and the coach comes to us and tells us that you men are rubbish, you know what I will do? Because I thought I was good. I'd be like, right, I'm here because I'm good. I'm going to go and look at myself in the mirror and show the manager that you're wrong.
That's the mindset.
That's the mindset of a winner.
No,
nothing
bullshit.
Breaks him down.
No.
That's
bullshit.
It's not just me. That's the mindset of a winner.
How many athletes have told you that, listen, I've taken a lot of L's. People have told me that I never would have made it.
You don't be
No, let me land. No, let me finish it.
Okay, Mr. Ivorian.
How many top professional champions athletes have told you that a lot of people have told me that I will never make it? Told me that I'm not good enough. But I showed them that I'm good enough. And this is the reason why I'm number
But it's in public.
But they've already told him. He's already said that.
It's different, bro.
He's not good enough.
It's different. I know if you need me and you're gonna criticize me in public, I'm gonna tell you fuck off, bro. How do you humiliate me in public? You can do that in the cage room.
That's soft mentality. In my opinion, no. When they're being poor and rubbish, what? You should tell them that they're good.
I'm saying as a team, collective, as a team, you can criticize them and say they're crap.
So I'm stupid in front of the press, and the press can ask him questions to make him look stupid.
I'm talking about individuals.
they will tell you will say that Rashford had a great week, but Amarin, Rashford lied during the weekend and called in sick when he wasn't sick.
Well, why you
How
got
can you tell me he had a
why you
good
got to
week?
mention Rashford?
No,
Why
no,
you
it's
got to
an
mention
example.
Rashford? No,
Just
no,
giving
no,
you an
no.
example.
I'm giving you an
All
example.
right,
An example.
all right, sorry.
What
Just
about
an example.
Garnacho
Oh, Garnacho said that he
and
should
his
have
poor
played,
performances?
but you said he's been playing well. Stuff like that. Like he just came out the press and
That's
said X, Y, and
disrespectful
Z.
to the fans. That's insulting our intelligence.
No,
You know
no,
what?
no,
We just
no,
watched the
no,
guy
no,
put up a
no,
stinker,
no,
a
no.
2 out of 10.
I'm
You're
sorry,
telling
yeah,
us
but
that they had a good game.
you're the same guy that say you want a manager that is honest with you. When
Yeah,
he's
that's
honest with you
true.
is a problem.
To a point, but I think there's certain things you need to do it behind closed doors.
So basically, you're telling me that the players deserve not to get criticized because they've played so well throughout the whole entire season, from the start of your manager's reign at the start of the season until now. Like they deserve full praise.
Listen, end of
It
the
shouldn't
day,
hit the hard truth.
end of the day, I'm gonna hold your manager or Man United's manager
No,
when he's
our manager. Don't say your manager because my
anyways,
manager's at home
Exactly.
right now,
Exactly.
chilling, bro.
the manager.
Yeah.
None of
He
us
said,
here picked Amarin.
Yeah,
let me finish.
exactly.
Get that
Let me
straight.
finish. Let me finish.
You can finish.
I'm gonna hold him to that when he said the good times are coming because they ain't coming with him. I've seen
No,
enough.
I believe him. I know he told us that what did he tell us? That the storm is coming, and the storm happened. He was honest with us. He
Just
was honest.
remember that.
He said these players are dead. The storm is coming, madam. Just
all right,
please.
Just remember that every manager tries their best to build positivity. So they might say some of these outlandish things. It's up to you. It's up to the players whether they want to get on board with that. Because remember, Ollie was saying he was going to be successful here. He didn't win just shit.
What happened? These players are not going to be here. He said it with them and confidence.
And nobody
I'm
left.
going to be successful here. No one left. And the same shenanigans continued. And those players are still here as we speak.
Listen, I haven't seen nothing to suggest this guy's gonna come in and do the necessary changes. I think he might be the man after him, but we'll see. That's my prediction. You have
I
yours.
agree with you. I agree
You
with you.
have
But again,
yours.
in my defense, that we don't have we need to get rid of a lot of players because we said it before he came.
I
These men
agree.
are not good enough. They need to go.
But
You only kept 5 people in your keeper cell. So
I did.
if you're only
But
keeping
I
5
said,
people in your keeper cell because you
I
acknowledge that
said,
they're not good enough, come on, bro.
but I said, I'm tired of the club buying players for the manager. And I said this I was in a barber shop the other day talking to another Man United fan. I'm saying that I'm scared of the whole point that we're gonna buy these players for his system, and then I know come the next manager, it's gonna be someone that plays with wingers, bro. I know that for sure. So that's why I'm very skeptical about backing him with the players that fit his profile. We should be buying players that fit Man United profile. So if Man United saying we play 3 at the back, that's how we're going, whether or not. All right, cool. You're going to implement that. But I know, hand over, Man United go for one mishmash to another, to another, to another. And things is a mishmash. So we're going to have to see next 10 games and see what happens.
That's what we've been doing the last 10 years. Mishmash of different managers.
That's what I'm saying.
My opinion,
now it looks like they want to just stick with this
the philosophy.
back 3 type managers now. So hopefully it's something that we can build on over the next few years. Even if Amber is not successful, hopefully the dead would have gone and we can rebuild with another manager. But if Amber goes and the same set of players stay here, the same cycle is going to repeat. You're going to be saying the same thing about a new manager that comes in. So we've got to be careful about what we want here. Because the main priority for me is getting rid of the dead wood before the manager.
Bruv, you've been saying that for 10 years, bruv.
Yeah, we've been saying it for 10 years because we've been overpaying players and it's hard for them to get sold, as we're seeing now.
That's due to the previous regime. That's due to Woodward being a banker, giving stupid money to players like your man Jadon Sancho and all that. It's crazy.
So it's going to take time for INEOS to get it back down to how it should be.
Mm-hmm.
Until those players have gone, it's going to take probably another 2-3 years, if I'm going to be honest with you.
Yep. And the turnover of the squad needs to change. And
I've been here 2-3 years. I've been here 2-3 years for the last 10 years, bro. I keep hearing, we've been set back 3 years last year.
That was under the old regime. Now we've got INEOS.
Old regime that lies.
INEOS have got to do something. They've got to make their, 1.5 billion investment.
Can you put yourself on a line and trust INEOS, bro? I couldn't. I'm sorry. I see enough. I
can't trust anything with the club right now, if I'm going to be brutally honest with you. Until I see results on the pitch and Deadwood gone, then I'm always going to be a bit pessimistic about things. But I'm just hoping that we see vast improvement on the pitch and we can start controlling games, because I've had enough of getting run through every week.
Yeah,
Even
and that's what
if
Amrin
we
trying to
lose
do.
games, I want to see us give a fight. Because every time we lose games, we're just losing and going out on a whimper. I'd rather
That's
go out
exactly
fighting
what
and
Amrin's trying to
playing
do.
good football. They're just losing 2 and 3-0 and not even scoring goals. So hopefully, with our new signings, hopefully, I know we've only got one signing in so far, but I'm just preempting that we're going to get another 2-3 signings in. So we can start looking forward to a better goal scoring season, because we had too many blanks the last few years, even on the ETH. Even, I know you keep saying we won trophies on the ETH, but every time we won games, it was always like 1-0, 2-1. Or
listen, that's resilience
3-2.
right there. That's
We never won
resilience.
like
Resilience,
4-0,
That's
5-0.
resilience. That's
resilience.
Like
That's
resilience.
how
his
Man
Resilience.
name.
City, Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea going up to teams, rocking up 4-0s, 5-6-2. Every minute we're
You
just
know what?
scraping
It's
wins.
the
We
way
only
you
scored
talk,
like,
right?
I think the
The way
highest score in the
the way
English
the way
7 goals.
listen, the way you be chatting, yeah. Listen, you better hope this man does something, because me, I'm
That's
coming
what I'm
back with the
hoping. I'm
vim,
hoping
bro.
that we actually start scoring
The way
goals.
you
Because
back
we
him
haven't been
like,
over the last few years.
listen, that's for when I'm good. I know we don't score enough goals. I know that.
Can we get the final words so we can move on to the next topic?
All right, in my opinion, I don't see my lasting the whole season. I could be wrong. This I might get clipped viral. I don't know whatever, but I
I
cannot
hope
for
you're
what
wrong.
I've seen. I want to be wrong. I want to be wrong. But what I've seen, this man ain't ready for Man United Football Club. But we'll see.
Yes, and it's amazing how M's just got to an Amarin out conversation. But let's move it on. You know, we moved on from a Mbeumo and Amarin out conversation again. You know, every week we have a show. It's Amarin
Literally.
out
That's why I said it's M's
every
favorite
week.
topic.
It doesn't matter if it's M's or Uche. Just somehow they just get into it, like. But yeah, let's move it on to
These times,
Marcus
man's on
Rashford.
holiday chilling.
And he's got Amarin in his mind. Oh my god.
Yeah.
But yes, Marcus Rashford, Fabrizio Romano has tweeted that Aston Villa confirmed that they are not, let me repeat this again, they are not activating 40 million buy option clause for Marcus Rashford. Rashford returns to Manchester United and the 40 million price remains available for any club interested in Marcus this summer. Marcus Rashford was cited chilling in Barcelona, trying to, I don't know, flirt his way into a move to Barcelona as he looks at Barcelona as the ideal club for him, saying stuff like, "Oh, I would love to play for you with Lamine Yamal." It's like any player would love to play with the best players in the world. You know, speaking to YouTubers in Barcelona, probably trying to get his name out there, trying to get into the thoughts and circulation of Juan Laporte, or Deco himself. Listen, Rashford, it ain't happening. It's not happening. But again, there's Marcus Rashford. Aston Villa don't want him. What is it now for Rashford? Because Villa don't want him. Barcelona don't have no interest because they're gonna get someone like Nico Williams or someone else as well. Rashford looks like he's going to return to Manchester United next week. Is it a surprise to you, Jerome? M's that Aston Villa have said to Marcus Rashford, we don't want to pursue with the loan and action the option to actually buy for 40 million.
Yeah, this was always going to happen. You know why? Because even before, on the day that Rashford signed a loan deal for Aston Villa, he already told the world that he's just coming there for a loan deal and he's looking for something else. He just want to get fit, get playing games, get into the groove of things. He already made it clear before he even signed that. I'm just saying this is just a stopgap. So when you're telling that to a team that you're playing for, it's almost like a low-key disrespect. It's like he's coming there, you say, like, listen, guys, right, you're kind of beneath me, but I really appreciate that you letting me come here to get some games under my belt. And then after this, I can go on to bigger and better things. That's what he basically said to them. So they're probably thinking, we'll pay half your wages. You can help us out, get up at the table. And then after they can clear off, we're not buying you. We don't like that sort of arrogance, but thank you for your 6 months with us.
True, it's true. Ems, what do you have to say about your favorite Manchester United player, Marcus Rashford, that Villa don't want him at all? Just don't want him. They don't want to exercise the 40 million. Say thank you, but no thank you. You can go.
I didn't want to comment on this situation.
Now, you're on the show with it. We have to hear your view in it. Why are you scared for? It's your player. Like, back him up in it. Like, last 2 weeks ago, you said, oh, like, Manchester United forced him out. He forced himself out of a Villa, you know, by saying it from day one that it was just a stopgap. This is just a holiday for me.
I think as soon as Aston Villa didn't get Champions League football, they'll never exercise in it. I reckon if they'd have got Champions League football, maybe Man United and Aston Villa might negotiate a deal, maybe a swap deal. We get Watkins and they get Rashford or something like that. But when they didn't get Champions League football, it's only a matter of time that you don't want to go nowhere. But I have this hunch that come the start of the season, he's probably going to worm his way back into Man United unless a miracle happens, because he's not going Saudi. Barcelona don't want him, so I don't know where else he would go.
He's going to grovel back to United.
So I think
he's looking for a new challenge. Like you said, nobody wants him.
But if nobody wants to take the wage, you don't want to really take the wage cut. The only way you'd have to come back. No, that's the only way. Where else would he go? What are Newcastle going to be interested in the Champions League? Are they willing to bring him in? No, because they got Isak, they got Wilson.
They're looking to bring in Williams as well. And they're struggling to get Nico in.
So I think Rashford's in a hole, blood. So I think for me, he probably has to stay at the club. I think Sancho's situation is a bit different, but Rashford, I think for me, I can see him being a Man United at the start of the season. I don't know but where can he go?
But Amorim has already said that he doesn't want to see Rashford, Sancho, and what's the other guy's name? The other sort of Garnacho. There for preseason.
I'll tell you what. I'll say this. Yeah.
He's informed them. He told the club he doesn't want them. That's it.
If Rashford ends up being forced back into the club because nobody wants him, if I was Amorim, I would just walk. I'd be, you know what? There's no point me managing this club. My position's been undermined. I've already told you. I don't want Rashford. I don't want Garnacho. I don't want Sancho. I don't want Anthony.
I don't know.
If you want me to succeed here,
you
need to let me manage the squad accordingly. And if you can't deal with getting rid of these players, then my position here is untenable. You see Maresca at Chelsea. You see when he came in, he told all these deadwood to dip. Sterling, who was at left back? I forgot his name.
Chilwell.
Who was? There's like 2 or 3 other players that told to leave. Like he just came in, set his stall out straight away, beginning of his first season, and said, "I don't care. I don't care about their wages. That's not my problem. They're not part of my plans." And look at them. Chelsea qualified for the Champions League and they won the Conference League, and that's because of his management and his business decisions. And that's what we need.
No, I think the board played a part in that one, because Sterling's wages were crazy and he wasn't falling into their wage structure. So I don't just think
he made it very clear. He made it very clear. He made it very clear.
You can try and buy that. Maresca came in and put his foot down.
I'm not buying it.
You know why? Because Sterling, they could end up making a loss on him, because as of now, he's still contracted to Chelsea, earning 300k a week, and there's no buyers for him. But Chelsea don't care. They care about the betterment of the club. So that's why I think it was down to Maresca as well. You don't have to give Maresca credit.
No, I'm not saying.
Maresca came out and told everyone in 4K on TV.
He did on TV.
Sterling's not part of my plans.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying the board and the manager had a conversation. And they said, we need to, because he's not in the wage structure, we need to get him out. And he probably said, all right, cool, man's got to find a way. So which he's done, which is credit. Because I'm not just a manager, sometimes the board...
Are you bigging up for the way he did it, or what is it like? I just want to understand, innit?
So I'm saying that obviously he done what he had to do, innit?
Under whose instruction, the club or himself?
I think it was both.
But himself go to publicly and tell him that
obviously,
this player is not part of my plan.
He's the bloody manager. He's the bloody manager. He's got to say it. He's got to say
Maresca's coming as a coach.
Allowed to say what he wants to say about the players, but not Amorim.
Sorry?
No, Chelsea manager's allowed to say whatever he wants to say about his players, but not Amorim.
No, but there's a way.
You don't think Sterling would have got hurt?
There's a way of doing it, and I think when
doing it, Maresca came out and told everyone in 4K that Sterling shit. And he's not part of our plans.
Yeah.
That's what he might as well have said to the world.
Yeah, but the
And he's
but the
proved
thing
right. He came to Arsenal and did nothing.
you know what? Whatever.
Nah, I just wanted to
You
understand,
know
innit?
it's right.
I just wanted to
You know the
understand
club
because
are right.
you can allow what's the name to say what he wants to say about his players, but our own manager can't tell you the
Bro,
truth.
it's because I don't give a shit about Chelsea Football Club. I'm a Man United fan. So he can do what he wants over there.
So
But
it's okay for
I'm saying for the betterment. Sometimes you got to deal with scrubs, bro. You got to tell them how good they are, whether they're dead or not. You got to tell. Otherwise, mate, they're the one that.
You got to deal
No,
with
but
scrubs.
no,
So you got to
no,
deal
no.
with Anthony, yeah?
Amarin was
You
on the
gotta bring Anthony
TLC
back.
vibe. He doesn't want no scrubs. He went straight away, started singing TLC. I don't want no scrubs.
No, but he
So,
was
Ems,
dealing.
let me ask you a question. Do we have to now deal with Anthony?
Sorry.
A player that you've been saying was dead throughout all of ETH's tenure. Every week on the group chat, Anthony's dead, he ain't got no left foot. Oh, no, he got no right foot.
Spin the Rooney blood.
What was it? What else was he saying? What other players was he calling in?
I think with Anthony, right? As much as he was I'm not his biggest fan, right?
Baby,
I think
far from.
I call him a
I think
baby.
Every week in the group chat.
I think the fee has knocked him down a lot, bro. And I'm not trying to do this.
Whoa! Are you trying to give sentimental responses about Anthony?
No. I'm just telling you the factors. I don't, Let me finish. One, I don't think he's a Premier League footballer. You know, you got to go to a different country and play your football. I think the league's too physical for him. There were bare times he was getting he was bouncing off everybody, blood. So I feel like sometimes, and you saw it in the Conference League against Chelsea, he done nothing. But then he was doing bits before. So I think the culture, the football, it didn't suit him. So I think the best thing to do is him to go Italy, Spain, or Portugal to you know, get back to where he should be, the level, them type of levels, them standards. But
so based on what you just said, so you're under the agreement that Amarin shouldn't be working with scrubs if he wants to succeed here.
Brother, listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying.
I'm listening.
When you come into a club, I don't know why are we still talking about Ant-Man? When you come into a club, right? These players might be dead, but you need to kind of boost their ego to get you to the end of the season.
Well, Maresca did when he came straight to Chelsea and told them, you need to dip, you need to dip, you need to dip.
Let me ask you a question.
It's okay for him to do that.
Let me ask you a question. Who gets the manager sacked?
Players do and results do.
No, wait. Who gets the manager sacked?
Players and results.
Stop. Exactly. So that's why sometimes you need to boost their ego. Whether they're dead or not, you need to boost their ego.
So based on what you just said, based on players and results getting the manager sacked, you're happy with the same set of group of players to get yet another manager sacked?
Flipping up for
ETH,
the
Ollie, Ralph. Who else is there?
Listen,
lost count. A lot of
these are the same set of players.
And this is the same guy that says a manager's job is meant to improve what he's got, but none of these men improved what they got. But Amarin is different.
You see what I'm saying? You are mixing my words.
No, I just want to know.
You are mixing my words, bro.
Understand.
You see what I'm saying? You're mixing my words.
I'm just trying to understand your logic.
No,
you're not understanding your logic. You spent a lot of time dissing our dead wood, but now Amarin's supposed to turn water into wine with these words.
I got a right to diss dead wood and diss the manager. Because the manager should be getting way more than what he's doing. Because the
previous match was 14.
Well,
the previous match before that was 15. Page 2.
After spending 600 M's.
November.
600 M's,
Page 2.
You're forgetting about the money business. 600 M's.
One win against Fulham and then stayed in page 2. What is this?
Listen,
if Arteta spent 600 M's,
you might
putting his team in 14th in his third season.
I reckon Arteta are a poor crop of players, but man never finished where we're finishing. So that tells me what I need to know.
But that tells me where the players are at, and it's always been that 15th position last season before that as well. Scammed it. But Ems, you don't see that, You just want to act like you're Stevie Wonder, like you never saw them.
You see these blinded by United fans. These are the same man who be singing these Ruben tunes, bro. And then come 10 games in, they were talking about now.
You're the one that was saying, EJ's out. You had EJ's out on your title. Wait. Well, EJ's out on his title, That was the
he's done that before. You've done that before. You know when
where's
it
the
says M's,
receipts?
yeah. You
Yeah.
know when
Where's
it
the
says M's, yeah.
receipts?
You've had
Where's the
Abrams out
receipt?
and
No,
you've had
listen,
ETH out before.
in the group chat, bring that receipt because I don't
I don't have
remember
to
that.
look for it though. That's
What
long
you
back
said
the
ETS
archive.
out in your title name?
Yeah, I don't remember. I don't recall that.
Yeah, Patrick. Yeah, put that.
I gotta take some time, man. I'll take some time. I'll try and look for it still.
In fact, I might even be able to find it. I think you've had one recently where it said M's put ETS out in his thing.
Maybe it was that day where he said, "Oh, why is it that when any manager comes here, it just look
Yes,
us,
that one.
look
Yeah.
us." He said ETH out.
So wait, can I ask you a question? If
Go.
ETH does bits at Bayer Leverkusen, yeah.
Mhm.
So who do we blame then? Do we blame the players or do we blame the manager?
I'm blaming ETH. You know why? Because Leverkusen are not stupid enough to let ETH buy all of his dead scrubs from the Dutch league.
So then ain't that
You
the
know what?
club's ain't that
Why
the
isn't
club's fault
ETH?
though?
Why
Ain't
isn't
that the club's
ETH
fault?
bought all these players that he's got from us?
Ain't that the club's fault then? Why are they giving him all
Yeah,
these
it's
like
both. It's a
allowances?
combination.
No, it's not both. It's
Because
the club.
you know why it's a combination? Because the club fully backed ETH. In fact, ETH was the most backed manager post Fergie.
Nah,
They gave
Oli
him
was.
literally,
Oli
they
was.
gave him
Nah,
literally
Oli
everything he
was.
wanted
Oli was.
apart from
Oli was.
600
Fergie.
million.
Oli was.
Because
Only
Fergie
spent
didn't want to
400.
come here.
Only spent 400 million. This guy
Oli,
says 600. I'm sorry.
Oli,
Do the math.
Oli had a better crop of players and done F4 blood. That's facts.
400 million versus 600 million.
Did Oli have a better crop of players
Same
than
amount of
anything else?
years at the club.
No, let me
Same amount of
finish. Let
time.
me finish. Let me
Same
finish.
amount of time.
Did Oli have a better crop of players than Ten Hag?
I could say yes.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
definitely did. But
Yes. Let me finish though. Shush.
go
Let
on,
me
go on.
finish. Sorry.
I've got something for you after. Go on.
Yeah.
Got 8
Okay.
minutes left, guys.
Okay. Did Mr. Oli do anything with that squad? Did he win the trophies?
No, we called him. He needed Viagra to
Yeah,
get
he
past
said
the
He's a
it.
PE
tennis.
teacher, basically.
Yeah. At least 10 hours gone to finals, bruv. He's been listen, whether we like him, I don't have him back in the man. But Oli couldn't get the job done. And that's fact.
Do you reckon, based
Yep.
on Ollie's squad and his 400 M's that Egypt took over, plus an additional 600 M's to make it 1 billion worth of squad that Egypt had at his disposal, do you not reckon that Egypt should have done a lot better than leave us in 14th place in his third season with no style of play
I
and getting one
think
through? And the fact
I
that the club
think
had to bring in 2 extra coaches to help him out, and it still
I
didn't work.
think
It got worse.
I think Oli should have done way better. We should have been winning trophies with his squad. 10 squad, I think, given the resources given to him, we should have been doing much better in the league. That's fact. I'm not gonna hide. I'm not gonna deny that. That's the truth. And I've been honest. You see, I'm not trying to do this camouflage shit. He should have done better. Fact. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm done talking about managers now. I'm done talking. I'm done talking. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done.
At least we can
Done,
agree on
done.
something. At least, but yeah, forget the managers, for now until the season starts.
Until next
Right
week, man.
now, my focus right now is on transfers, and right now we're failing
Yeah.
because if we
Yeah.
get Mbeumo in for the preseason, which starts next week, that means we've only got Mbeumo and Cunha.
Your,
That's
your
not enough.
director, your director of football, innit? JC Wilcox, bro. I don't know, eating pie and mash or something. I don't know what he's doing, bro. But
You know,
taking
I
long,
think it
bro.
is. I don't even think it's him. I think it's the Glazers. They still got to sign off on these deals. I think what's happening is that we're going into these negotiations with a set amount that we want to offer. Brentford saying no. Instead of saying, okay, right, we'll give you an extra 5 million, we have to go back to the board and say, Brentford have rejected this. How much more can we offer?
Bro,
And then you've got the
but how many
Glazers
times?
sitting
How
down,
many times?
chilling, and then they wait another week and then come back to Brentford.
This rejection shit. This rejection
The funny
stuff's
thing
long
is,
though, bro.
you know what the fucked up thing is? We probably don't even speak to Brentford that much. Probably speak to them once a week. Probably
Yeah, but
one
this rejection,
call. They've rejected
this
and be like,
rejection
okay,
thing's
yeah,
mad,
we'll
bro.
speak to you next week. Whereas Chelsea, they get one big rejected. The next day they'll call back and say, yeah, we'll offer this, and it gets accepted. But we're taking weeks to make one bid.
Yeah,
They're
man.
making it like you got to.
Still-
It's almost like we have to go to the bank to apply for a loan, and it takes a week to clear before we go back for a second bid. We're on some
Yeah,
joke
yeah,
man business. That's what I
it's
see.
mad. It's mad. Yeah.
But yeah, me personally, if Egypt don't, I mean, if Amram so don't get his
Oh
players,
god, you got his head, really his head rent free, bro. You see them ones there? You see them ones there?
no, that's
I
it. You
say
know why?
that.
Because that's your guy, fam. Every minute he takes in the chat. But with Amram, if you don't get his signings, then next season's going to be peak. By October, he'll probably be out because we got a tough run of fixtures in the first 10 games. So he needs his talent. I don't know what Amram's saying to the board right now, but he needs to help and get their purses out and hurry up because time's ticking now. Tomorrow's July. Preseason starts next week, as we mentioned, and we need to start practicing with our new players. There's no point practicing in the back through with the same scrubs that can't play it. You will just make the preseason a waste of time.
Yeah, and just want to end it there. We have come to the end. Of course, big up to everyone that's tuning in. We spoke about Rashford, like Ems wanted, and we spoke about hammering out again, like Ems always want, and we spoke about Mbeumo. Big up to everyone tuning in right now. We're back again next week. Hopefully, this time next week we have signed our second player. But to be fair, we actually have signed a player that's flying in next week, which is I think his name is Diego Leon, the left back that's been signed from South America. It looks like it's going to be fit into the first team. We'll see how that goes. He might not join the preseason squad, or he might stay at the UK to just adjust to lifestyle. So we'll see what happens there. But we're looking for our actual second signing, Mbeumo. Let's hope that's confirmed and done. But to everyone that's tuning in today, big up to everyone. This has been the catch up. Big up to Ems and Jerome. We'll be back again next week. Make sure you guys follow Ready Night TV, subscribe to Ready Night TV, and follow these guys on their social platforms as well. And as well, become a member of the channel. And last but not least, remember it's available on all audio platforms as well: Apple Music, Amazon, and Spotify. As I always say to the watchers, remember to keep it united. Last but not least, remember to keep it Regunited. Till next time, peace, love, and sayonara. We'll see you.
Big up, people.
Big up.